Okay, so handout number 9, brain and cranial nerves, November 26, 6:51 p.m. or 1851 hours. So we'll begin with the cerebrum. You have your right hemisphere and your left hemisphere. You have your longitudinal fissure coming in. You open this up, and you see we have our corpus callosum. This is going to be a mass of transverse fibers. It's going to connect the two hemispheres. So then we look into our frontal lobe. Our frontal lobe contains our principal speech area and our primary motor area. So you have to find the central sulcus, which is a line that separates the frontal lobe from parietal lobe. So this central sulcus will be located right around here. It's coming in to line. So this right here would be your primary motor area, your primary motor cortex on the precentral gyrus, and right here you have your primary sensory on the postcentral gyrus. Principal speech area is located, it's called the Broca's area, and you could find it in the frontal lobe, somewhere around here. Broca's area, principal speech. Parietal lobe, we just talked about it. It's post-central gyrus behind the central sulcus. Temporal lobe would be on the side, and then the prominent it associates with auditory area. So you have your lateral sulcus coming in, separating the parietal from temporal, and you have your primary auditory area somewhere around there. And then occipital lobe in the back, you have vision in the back. So now let's move on to brainstem. So in the brainstem, you have your part of the brainstem called the diencephalon, which is made up of the thalamus, hypothalamus, the pineal gland, and the third ventricle in this model. So the thalamus from the outside would be this big thing right here. The big thing, that would be your thalamus, hypothalamus, anything underneath it. So your big thing is your thalamus, hypothalamus. Take a look at the inside. Big thing would be this part right here, so thalamus, and then this little part you see connect, it's this thing, hypothalamus. This thing is part of the big thing, so thalamus, hypothalamus. Then we have our pineal gland in the back. You can see right here, a little pink thing. It's a small pineal gland, it comes there. And then your third ventricle is actually going to be inside of the diencephalon. Right here we have your cerebral aqueduct that is in the ventricle model. It's coming in. It attaches the third to the fourth ventricle, your cerebral aqueduct. Moving further along the brainstem into the part called the mesencephalon. We have our cerebral aqueduct, which I just mentioned. You have your superior colliculus and inferior colliculus. These are located right here, superior, inferior. Then you have your cerebral peduncles. These are on the side, right here. And they're just true large tracts of neurons. And they're separated by the corpora quadrigemina. Point is, they're right here, and they're separated in the middle. Next, we have our superior cerebellar peduncle, which is right here, like coming here, about halfway. That's going to be your superior cerebellar peduncle. Coming the other inferior half is your inferior cerebellar peduncle, and on the sides here, these are your middle cerebellar peduncles. And then that would be what constitutes the hindbrain. And so this section right here is your pons, and your fourth ventricle is coming down here. And then so pons, and then from here you have your medulla. You have the pyramids of the medulla. The decussation of the medulla is right here, and yep, that should be it for the brain.